Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I will love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom, and welcome to our 36th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. It is very exhilarating to present to you our keynote speaker, the blessed and only potentate, Yahweh ben Yahweh, teaching moral behavior, the law of Yahweh.
What a blessing to know your nationality. Some people wonder and ask the question, why are we, the Hebrews, so happy? We're happy because we know our God. We know Him. We're happy because we know what our God looks like. We know that we look like Him. We're happy because we know that we can talk to our God, and our God can talk back to us. We're happy because we know that our God can hear us, and we know we can hear Him. We're happy because we know that our God, Yahweh, can work it out. Make it happen. Lift us up. Bless us. Right here, right now. We're happy because we don't have to wait until we die to see our God. We can see Him now. We're happy because we know that Yahweh has sent His Son, and that Yahweh and His Son are one. And when you see the Son, you see the Father. Praise Yahweh. And all who don't believe that can just throw their Bible away. Because that's what the Bible says. So if you don't believe what I'm saying, you don't believe the Bible. We're happy because we know it's so. And when you see the Son of Yahweh, you see Yahweh. You don't have to ask to see the Father. What a blessing. Praise God. We're happy because we know that we are the blood and bone and flesh of the Creator, Yahweh Himself. We are His children. We are God's and the children of the Most High, Yahweh Himself. We know that. Makes you happy. We're happy because we know who the blessed and only potentate is. We're happy because we know who the true light is, who the true vine is. I am the light and the true vine. I'm the light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. I am that great I am. Oh, hallelujah. What a blessing to know who you are in relationship to all the other nations on the earth. To find out that we're no longer black or colored or Negroes or Afro-American, all these strange things. We know that we are Hebrew Israelites. That is our nationality. That connects us with our own past, our history. We know our culture. our language, our names, our land, we know that we shall become the chief cornerstone. We have been the stone that the builders rejected. But this same one, we that have been rejected shall become the chief. We shall become the apex, cap on the pyramid. Oh, hallelujah, Yahweh. We are happy because we know that we were once dead, laying horizontal, 6 feet, 6,000 years deep in the mud of civilization. And that there were many who came and tried to raise us up. And every time they tried to raise us up, our flesh fell away back into the grave. But it took the master to come. Now reach down with the mighty lion's paw. Grab hold to you, the sleeping dead. Hiram's children. Raise you up perpendicular to the earth so that we can square the planet earth in righteousness. Walking upright, not in 32, but 90 degrees. Upright, man. We know who we are. Psalms 100.
Make a joyful noise unto the Lord Yahweh, all ye lands. Serve the Lord Yahweh with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord Yahweh, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord Yahweh is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations.
Psalms 47.
O clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto Yahweh with a voice of triumph. For the Lord Yahweh, Most High, is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. Yahweh is gone up with a shout, the Lord Yahweh with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to Yahweh. Sing praises. Sing praises unto our King. Sing praises. For Yahweh is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. Yahweh reigneth over the heathen. Yahweh sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto Yahweh. He is greatly exalted. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Psalms 23.
The Lord Yahweh is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord Yahweh forever. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh.
You may be seated. Welcome to international headquarters for Hebrew Israelites, the nation of Yahweh, the nation of Israel, the tribe of Judah, children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Welcome to where the truth of our history, culture, language, name, land, and God is taught. That truth which will set us free. I teach moral behavior. And one of the definitions of moral behavior includes the word ethics or ethical. And the word ethics is very important to us. Without ethics, we are destroyed as a people. All people of the earth are trapped without ethical teachings. No exceptions to that. One of the tricks of the enemy of the people of the world is to teach the world sin. The world is actually taught sin. Where? Jeremiah 13:23. The world is taught sin. You're taught how to sin. We're taught to sin without ever being taught that's what it is. Jeremiah 13:23. Read.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good, that are accustomed to do evil.
And accustomed in the reference book said train. The reference to that word accustomed in your Bible is trained. So here we are, growing up in America and around the world, trained from babies and all through school to do evil. And you wonder why police officers are needed in the school buildings. You wonder why children are on drugs. Total disrespect for authority. All authority. It doesn't matter whose authority. Your children go to the public school good and are trained to go against you as parents. They're actually trained to have no respect for you. And if you don't believe it, watch how children act toward their parents when they come home from school. You do not see respect for parental authority from children. Wouldn't you think that after your child left you at 7:30 in the morning or 6, that they would come home at 4 o'clock thinking highly of you? I mean, they've had them all day long, brainwashing them all day long. They have your child all day long, and when your child comes home, he shows no respect for you. Shows no respect for your mother, which is their grandmother. Your child is trained to come to you with his hand out. And when he will show anger if you don't give him what he wants. Grandmother it's not really respect. She's buying a little order. With a quarter here and 50 cents there, $1. Children are trained to not respect their grandparents, their parents, their sisters and brothers. They're trained not to respect their neighbor. or anybody else's property. They run up and down the halls of the public school system like little wild animals. If you don't believe it, you need to just slip in and say you want to visit somebody and you'll see. Why is it that they are like animals in every school across America? It's not just Miami. It's not just one little school. It's every single school. They are trained to be animals. They even have movies of college students, and they call them Animal House. Where do they learn to be animals? They're trained to be animals in the school, trained to be evil, and it says so right here. They're trained and they're accustomed to it. Meaning they've gotten used to it. It's the expected thing to hear a child use profanity. They can use language that will make a sailor feel funny. When I came up, they said, man, he cursed like a sailor. And I never sailed anything. I didn't. Except ivory soap in the bathtub, that's all I knew. Trained to do evil. Trained to sin. And after a whole week of being brainwashed to do evil, they may or may not go to church. And you went to church. You didn't learn how to undo all the wicked training you received all week long in school. No, you did not. What did you do? Sit in Sunday school and learn Jesus? Well, don't know who made him weak. If he looked at our ghetto neighborhood children, he would weep now, wouldn't he? I know I have certainly shed tears over the condition of our people. And you that don't shed tears are the victims of those who've been trained to do evil. I'm going to prove, I said they are trained to sin, taught to sin in the school system. All of it, from grade school all the way through, from kindergarten all the way through. They come up with some dumb thing to take your children even further away from you with sex education. I mean, since when do we need sex education? Nobody look like us need no such training. We come out the womb knowing about that stuff. I mean, we are born ready. You ought to see those little brothers be born, boy. It'll blow your mind. They come out of there ready. Don't let nobody fool you. I know what I'm talking about. So you don't have to train him to get ready. He can get ready. He don't even know. You think he don't know what it is, but that's nature. So what are they really doing? They're programming your children to worship carnality. They're training your child to worship sex, carnality. And you need to read what carnality does. Romans 8:6. What I'm proving to you is that the school systems are immoral and unethical. Romans chapter 8, verse 6. We're trained to be unethical. And that is the source of our death, the death of our communities. Not just a physical death, but a mental and a spiritual death, economic death, educational death, social death, marriage deaths. Nothing works. Read.
For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Now, in the public schools, are we taught spiritual life? Then if we're not taught spirituality, which is life, and which is peace, then what are we being taught? Carnality. Well, let's see. If the public school systems are teaching carnality, then they won't have God in the school. Can't be in the school, because if God is in the school, then you got to talk about the Spirit of God. And they say in this country there has to be a separation. You have to have two kinds of minds: a state mind and a church mind. Church mind gets one day, and not even all day, because they have football on church day, and basketball and baseball and all kind of tournaments on church day, and competition from all the business buildings that are open on church day. See, everything competes with church day. The movie houses. Now, there was a time that church day was also family day. Families used to at least get together one day a week and sit around the table and talk. See, today we don't sit down around a table and talk as a family. We take a TV plate and sit in front of the TV and eat. Stuff dripping all around, falling all over the floor. Roaches in the ants, everybody coming up to have it. Correct? You're supposed to have two kinds of minds: state mind, church mind, because they say there must be a separation between church and state. So anything that the church talks about, we don't want that in school. You got to keep that away from the school. Then if you got to keep anything that the church would teach, what's in the church supposed to be in the church is God. At least the title God. Though the church is without substance, at least the title God as a curiosity exists in the church. And when you remove that from the school, then you have successfully removed everything about God, including prayer, from the school. So what is your child left with? Carnality. Which is what? Death. How can your child become spiritually minded? Maybe every now and then hearing about God on Sunday. Look at that. 1/7 of his time. And as soon as he gets old enough to switch channels, he certainly is not watching Oral Roberts. It would be the Moffats, a Trojan Man, a Roboton, or some of those things they got. It's somebody. Am I making this up? Or am I on target? You give your child a chance to watch Billy Graham and Roboton. Which one does he turn into? That stands for all those robot animations. I don't know the name of that stuff, but they... Sheba! They even use Hebrew names. Yeah? Now let's look at the next verse, verse 7. Romans 8, verse 7. Read.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh. For it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be.
Now look at this. They have trained your children to be carnal-minded, which means enmity. Enmity means hatred. They have trained your child to be hostile toward God, who is good. Your child is actually brainwashed to be hostile for anything that stands for good. And your children will automatically choose all that is bad. Your child is programmed and brainwashed to be against anything that is right. So your children are brainwashed to love that which is wrong. God is truth. And your child being trained in carnality to have a carnal mind that hates the truth and loves a lie and will even pay $20 to go hear somebody lie and talk nasty to them. And what they call party records, y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, where they really are filthy. And we are brainwashed to pay these people $20 a ticket to go sit and listen to them talk nasty under our wives and daughters and mothers' dresses. Nasty, filthy animal dogs and just falling and laying all out on the floor laughing. It's despicable. But not to them. They pay to hear it and then laugh about it. And the more filthy the ones speak, the more they love it. That's because we have turned our children over to the devil. What you talking about, Yahweh? I said we turned our children over to the devil. That's what I said. Who is the devil? The devil is anybody that's against God. And if you don't like God, you're just the devil, that's all. You're not might be devilish, you're the devil. If you don't like God, then you're a black devil. I've always taught that. You dirty devil, you. How many admit that if all public school children were receiving what I'm speaking about right now, it would change the society of America? Would it change the society? To expose the truth that we're being deceived and programmed and brainwashed to love evil and hate good, then turn around and teach good. Because see, that's what I'm doing. I'm in the process of coming to teaching you ethics. But first you have to understand what's going on in America. You ask, why is there so much burglary and debt, thieves and dope and alcoholics and murder and abortions and sickness and disease and death and hunger and poverty and AIDS and all? It's all because of carnality and the devil teaching carnality.
Know and